Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Cut the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn soul stop it? Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on your bets, here's where the buck stops. See, first of all, I'm stepping out on my own. About time I elevated to claim my own throne. Success in my blood, call it homegrown. Puerto Rican testosterone. Power and money got me crazy cocky. No longer need you, Poppy. I know you're mad because
So you probably want to be like your boy Zeb
and your boy Big Cheese.
and get all this dough. But to get there,
You need to be able to manage your money, and you got to be able to know what they're doing with it, and you got to be able to know everything about financial success.
so today we will be taking you on a road trip to financial success. Mike, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mike. I am a student at Central Bucks High School East.
Mike, what does it mean to be financially successful?
I'd say making a comfortable living and able to manage your money in a fashion in which that you...
How would you say that you are trying to become financially successful? You may not be financially successful right now. How would you say you are reaching that goal?
Quit my job. Getting a new job. Applying to a new job.
What do you plan on doing with that money?
I'm gonna just stack some dough, save it up, save majority of it for college and expenses such as gas, and budget properly. Not so much focus on my wants, more focus on my necessities.
Thank you, Michael Darren.
All right.
So we just finished our first interview with the Michael Darren, and we asked him about what it means to be financially successful. And
Clearly, what it means is that you manage your money properly. You don't spend it on things you don't need.
you invest it and you put it away in a savings account, safe place.
Safe bank, FDIC insured.
Yeah.
And you make sure that you just don't use too much of your money, and you make sure that you don't lose it quickly.
We're on to our next interview at Nana's.
My name is Jordan Cook. I go to Bucks County Community College.
Cookie, would you like to tell us the proper way to borrow money, especially when it comes to student loans?
Just like hit up FAFSA, and then, apply for a loan. You have to go through a lot of paperwork, but, yeah.
Do you need a good credit score to get a loan?
Yes, you do need a good credit score. If you're going to college, your parents are probably going to have to co-sign your loan.
Thank you, Cookie. All right, so we just finished interviewing our boy Cookie at his Nana's house. It was an enjoyable interview, as you guys can all tell.
Basically, Cookie told us that it is a good idea to contact FAFSA because they help with all the student loans, and that it is also crucial for your parents to have a good credit score because they need to co-sign on that loan. And also something that is crucial to getting a loan. Another important thing is that you need to be aware of college tuition costs.
And that if you don't pay or are late to paying, you will be charged even more on your loans, which will put you in debt, and you don't want that happening.
Yeah, and it's pretty important to pay off your student debt as soon as you can out when you get out of college, because if you don't, then you will be buried in debt and you won't have much other financial opportunities.
Seth, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Seth Cameron, aka Treason.
Yeah. What can you tell us about keeping your money safe?
Well, I would say get a debit card or a credit card, preferably a debit card. Try to save it up. Like, don't be spending all your money on stupid stuff. I was about to curse. I didn't do it.
Seth, what can you tell us about spending wisely with a credit card?
Well, first off, you got to make sure you have enough to spend, and you don't want to go overboard. So like, make sure like you're always keeping track of how much you're spending, how much is in your account, and you'll be good. You'll be straight.
All right, Seth. What does it mean to be financially successful?
You're never in debt. You always have money to spend, money on the side. Always stacking up those bills. Never in debt. You'll be good.
All right, so we just talked to our buddy
Seth Cameron.
aka Treason, and he was talking about a few different things: how to keep your money safe, put it in a bank account,
how credit cards can be risky, how you need to pay them off in certain time, how debit cards at time can be safer. But something important to note is that a credit card can most likely be inevitable, especially if you need to pay for something big. Mr. Rowan held out until he was 25, but you can ask him, he needed one eventually.
Yeah, but Seth also brought up some good points, like to be financially successful, you have to avoid debt, and you got to make sure you check in how much money you have before spending and stuff like that.
All right.
Introduce yourself first.
Sure. Do I do that now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm Mr. Pierangeli, teach social studies this year, AP US History and Psychology at East.
All right, cool. So when you get a paycheck, Mr. P, where's all your money going?
All of my money goes direct deposit into my checking account. And then from there I try to put a little bit towards retirement, a little bit towards saving. But my initial check goes right to whatever's left after taxes goes right into my account. It's a checking account. Then I make the decision to shift funds after that.
So when you started teaching and they obviously gave you the salary, is that how much you were making, or is there a different amount that you were actually getting paid?
There's a different amount you're actually getting paid.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The salary would be before taxes and includes benefits. Or maybe it's without. That part I'd have to check. When I first got the job, I was just happy to have a job, so I didn't look closely at it. But I knew it wasn't going to be over the top. I knew that this career is more for the long haul. But I do know that the paychecks you get each month or every 2 weeks in this district, it's after the taxes is the amount that's direct deposited. So I know that number they give you is before taxes, so it's going to be less, I believe.
What are some of the taxes that the government takes out of your paycheck?
Well, I know that there's your Social Security tax. I know that there's a contribution we agree to for our health, for our health care, to then have the great benefits that we do. I would imagine there's a state tax, state employee tax. I believe there would be a local tax, and that's the extent of the specific ones I know. So Social Security, state, local, and I think in our case, I guess most businesses, there's the health, and then I would say this, I don't know if this would count as a tax, but having the PSERS state pension program, we're taking a little bit of our paycheck to go there, and the school's matching that.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just interviewed our close, dear, and near friend, Mr. Pierangeli.
Mr. P.
He talked a little bit about where your money goes, how much you're actually getting paid once taxes are taken out. He talked specifically about some of the taxes, such as local and state taxes, and he just gave us very insightful details about what is going on with your money, especially in paychecks,
And where the taxes are going.
Exactly.
All that insightful stuff.
All right, so we'll see you at our next stop.
All right, so Vince, something important about financial stability is investing in your future. So I would like to ask, what are your principles in that regard?
It depends. If you're risky, you go for stocks. And if you're trying to be in the long run, you go for the metals.
Invasion of Iraq.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
Wrong.
proved over.
Which are, you got silver and gold, I think right now silver's like $17, I think. But that's of course with a premium. So that's, I don't know what percent it is, about $18 per ounce. But then you got to think about, it's a big thing because it might go down, it might go up. It's a big.
So what you're saying? So while we're on the topic of government metals, let's switch to government bonds. Would you say that those are safer than stocks?
Well, you don't know. You don't know tomorrow. The United States might crash. You don't know. You might have another world war. It might go up. It might go down because you just don't know. And if you think about it, I don't even know about America anymore. But really, reality of it is, it's all risky and it's tricky to get money out of it. Really.
Very insightful, Vince.
Thank you.
Ever since I talked to you.
Okay, so we just got done finishing the Icon events, and he had some very insightful things to say,
Especially about investing. It's
invest
a bit
into
risky.
silvers and golds instead.
I
don't know if I go that far. I'd say
investing in stocks is a big risk. Over time you will make money. You're bound to make money.
it's definitely safer to invest in bonds, but at the same time, lower risk, lower payout, higher risk, higher payout. Stocks typically do pay more than bonds. And basically, when it comes to investing, you want to diversify your portfolio, and you want to be careful about every move you make.
So we're here with Chris Blackway. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Chris Blackway. I am the owner of Nomad Supply Company. Just opened up in November of 2019.
All right, cool.
So, Chris, obviously opening a store, there's a lot that comes with it. The loans, the credit score, all that stuff. So, would you mind going more in the depth of what that all is like and what you need to go through in order to prove that you're financially worthy, per se, to open a store?
Hopefully. So getting a loan is not an easy process. The best thing that you can do is just be very prepared ahead of time, because there is a lot at stake, both for yourself and for the bank. So if you can answer any questions before they have the opportunity to ask those questions, then you're doing your job and you're doing your homework. It's all about being fiscally responsible before you get to the point where you need to open a business.
Right.
So obviously with money, you have to have an end goal and you have to make some goals so that you are either making a lot of money or not spending a lot of money. So what are some of the goals you've made over the past couple months with Nomad?
Yeah, so I think the most important part is that you have to plan ahead. For myself, I've been in retail for 20 years. So I kind of know what to expect when it comes from season to season in terms of when is it going to be slow, when is it going to be busy, and then thinking ahead. When it is slow, you got to have that financial buffer in there that you can still pay all your bills and you still have products coming in even though there's not a whole lot of customers this time of year. So I think the best, the more you can prepare yourself just in other jobs and knowing the industry, and then you can kind of bring that to your world and know that there's gonna be some really hard times that you got to get through, and then the good times hopefully will offset that.
We just interviewed Chris Blackway from Nomad Supply Co.
And he was telling us about especially in especially in the retail industry, sometimes you got to take some loans out so you can pay for things.
You need good credit. You need to make sure you're financially worthy and stable of taking a loan. You should know what you're talking about before they even ask you.
Yeah.
You should answer, like he said, you should answer questions about what they're going to ask you before they even start asking you, so they know that you did your research and that you can further prove that you're ready to take out a loan. It's just very important to be very knowledgeable and to be able to make sure that to them that you are worthy to take out a loan.
Hey guys, it's your boy Zeb.
And your boy Big Cheese.
And we just want to thank you for coming on our road trip to financial success.
I'm really tired from the ride, but it was all worth it because now you guys know essential things and the essential principles to financial success.
And we hope you join us on our next road trip, wherever we're going. And without all the fans, we wouldn't be able to have done it. And it means a lot that you guys support us,
Yeah, you guys have always been there for us, You've always had our backs, and we made this as a gift to you, so thank you.
Thank you guys. Especially you, Mr. Owen. It means a lot.
Baby, I only see a disguise. And when you walk on by, it only makes me wanna shrivel up and die.